Hi everyone, it's Mary Ellen. Welcome to 2018. We're here. We made it. And I'm thrilled to be here with you. I have an enormous sense of excitement about the year that's about to unfold in front of us, and I'm very eager to jump in. I always do my housekeeping at the beginning, so I want to remind everyone, if you're interested in a reading, the information is just below the video. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see a description box that YouTube puts beneath every video. In that box, you will see a little bit of the description that I put there, and the words "show more." On my computer, it shows up in gray text. Click on that. It's a link, and it just opens up all the information that I've posted there, but all the different kinds of readings that you have access to, and the types of consultations that I do, the pricing, the PayPal link, the time zone converter. I've tried to put everything there. So going forward in 2018, I'm going to have some announcements. I'm actually going to make a separate video because I don't want to take time here for that. I'd like to just jump right into your reading. Let me just get out of that studio software and just stream direct to you. So I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday. My videos are a little behind this month. I actually got ice stormed out of my house. So I'm just home. Today is the 27th of December, and I'm just now able to start recording the videos. So if you're wondering why things are a little bit behind, that's why. We had, I think 4 days of terrific storming here, starting with, a typical snow dump for us is 6 to 8 inches, something like that. And then immediately following that, we had a nice storm. I couldn't get home. I was out of town. So I'm blessed to have spent some time with family over the holidays. I hope you all did. I hope you had wonderful New Year's. And let's jump in, okay? So this year, Aquarius, there's a lot of really exciting things to talk about. I would like to step right in to the spirit theme that came out when I was shuffling the deck. When I first saw this come out, I have to say, I was a little dismayed. And I thought, oh my God, right out of the dock? No pun intended. Here's the card. That is the beautiful Quest of Battle. It's an incredible card. And, I thought, gee whiz, are we going to start the new year with some trials? And as the reading came out and I sat with it and did my meditation, these are the messages that came through. There's a little bit of retrospective that we're going to do this month in January. Also, this is definitely forecasting. So when we see the beautiful Quest of Battle, that the story behind this is about an epic battle that happened and some journeying across the sea. The spirit message in this card has to do with the incredible things we've been through and how we endeavor as human beings to find our way through the crises that we face. And certainly in 2017, it was a beautiful year filled with amazing transitions and eclipses and portals opening and closing in the astounding solstice that we just came through in the end of December. An amazing year. And many of us felt ourselves adrift, if you will, through the shift and the change and the battle. The seas through which we sailed is what's coming through from Spirit. And if you look at the top of the card, you can see that the light is beginning to show behind the mountains. So typically I've spoken about this card as, the notion of being adrift. And that's what Spirit wants to talk about. So let me transition back so you can see me and I can see you. Okay, so this card, it has to do with this month. What Spirit's saying about this card is it's about being afloat with, that's interesting. The word that's coming through is all your brothers and sisters, the family of humanity that endeavors to find a resting place, a new set point. And in so doing, having come through 2017, finding this place of understanding that we're all in this boat afloat on the ocean, souls endeavoring to find our way. And there has been, through the opening and the shift and change that happened in 2017, I'm going to toggle back so you can see that a little better. Through all the shift and change that has happened, we have become not only more aware of ourselves as spirit beings, but more aware of the transition and the journey of those with whom we row through this existence. Souls, working individually and in concert with each other to reach a goal. And that is going to be a deepening in 2018. We are, because of 2017 and all the things that happened, we are going to be now having the ability, which is what the prophecy that was coming through to me all this time, was that we've been working on ourselves in 2017. And if you've been here on the channel, you know there are only certain things I was allowed to do as a channel. The first part of the year, I wasn't allowed to even show my face. Then I came back from my sacred journey in Ireland, and I began to do the live stream. It's time for me to connect in a more personal way with each of you. And as that journey has unfolded, part of what's been channeling through to me is 2017 was the year in which we are to focus on ourselves, to become the master of our own being, of our own journey. And this year going into 2018, especially for those of you who have the set point of Aquarius, as we move closer into the age of Aquarius, as we wait for that to dawn, Spirit is saying, that's why this card is chosen, because now we have the ability to row together towards the goal, no matter what the crises that may come. Now that we own ourselves and understand our journey and our mission, we row together in moments of crisis. And Spirit wants to drive home that point, wants me to talk about that, apparently at length. I don't usually go on this long about the first card out of the reading. So that gives the reading theme and light and guidance, if you will, about the notions. Those are the phrase that's coming through is the notions that are to be understood going forward together, individually in your own set point, having been matured in that place through the journey of 2017. Now we come together as a group and we understand our place as we do the work that we are meant to do together as a group of souls and a group of beings, understanding our place, having come through our journeys in 2017. So I sat with this for a while. I meditated on it. And I wondered about, the implication of that. In a way, it feels like it's a lot to ask, doesn't it? To make that kind of a rapid transition. And then the next card came out and I understood perfectly. So let me transition back and I'll show that to you. It should be no surprise to you, Aquarius. Look at that. That's incredible. That is the beautiful Dedicator of Lore. That is a major arcana card. And it certainly is about using your own personal dedication. So not only is there going to be dedication of your internal spirit guidance as it connects to the rest of humanity, as we go through the coming changes and the things that are going to continue to evolve, your dedication to the sacred lore that you learned in your own life, your own truth, as it relates, Spirit saying, to the masses, you will join together with this effort. And your own journey will deepen, of course, as a result. And I'm very grateful that it came out in this way to help me understand the message. So, this card, the Dedicator of Lore, it's about making a willing sacrifice to become one with the lore of your tribe, so to speak. And so, again, Spirit's talking about humanity as the tribe. As we have come through all of the crises, and Spirit's talking about self-created crises, indicating, Spirit's talking about humanity more than individualistic crisis, and sometimes we do cause a crisis in our own life. by our decisions, by the things that just happen. We have to weather storms, don't we? So, together with the quest of battle, the battle of being a human, with all the other souls here just trying to survive, trying to find their destination, this card, the Dedicator of Lore, is the card that indicates your spirit energy, your spirit walk, is the phrase that's coming through. As you come through January, and certainly as an omen, Spirit is saying, for 2018. And there you stand in this energy set point, being given another, Spirit saying, another stage of development on the pathway through the battles of being an initiate as you stand in your own life and as a member of the tribe of humanity. And, the concept, the deeper sort of spiritual concept in this card has to do with the idea of being a student and a spiritual initiate, obviously, that heroes have to undergo in order to be worthy, to keep that which is sacred alive while you are on your journey. And Aquarius, who better than you, actually, with your particular set point, all the things that we know about an Aquarius. Seeking new, seeking the change that needs to come is what Spirit is saying. You have the innovation in your soul, in your being, the spirit energy that drives you in that direction. It's a really gorgeous message. And congratulations isn't really probably the right word, but that's what I'm feeling in my heart. It's really gorgeous. So let's take a look at the human walk that goes along with this. And again, for those of you that might be new to the channel, the cards below this opening message are the things that affect your human walk, that which you experience as you take this message and you walk through your days in the month of January. And there are the cards. So again, we see the first card on the left, Spirit saying, having graduated in this direction. And so what Spirit's talking about, gradual movement, incremental shift and change, having brought you through the solstice to this moment of rededication, another level of initiation on your journey toward yourself, toward the home that we are all seeking. So that's a major arcana. And the very first card on the human walk, also a major arcana. That is the beautiful imaginer of harmony. So let me transition back so you can see this. Look at that. I'm still having to practice with things being backward on the screen. So in the traditional tarot, this would be the moon card. Here in Soul Tarot, clearly, this is about a part of your journey continuing to be suspended deep out into the universe, affected by the tides and the pull of the moon. The cycles of the moon will be very important to you in 2018. Spirit would like you to really pay attention, keep a journal, go online, do your own Google search about your own sign and the cycles of the moon. And Spirit's saying, learn about the quarter moons. That's interesting. The cycles of the moon will continue to affect us this coming year. And there we see this person diving deep. The full name of the card is the Imaginer of Harmony, and that is a mystical vessel with golden oars. It has the power to take you anywhere you want to go. And Spirit's chattering. Let me just transition back for a second. Hang on one second. Chattering with me about the opening. Spirit says the opening salvo. Okay, so starting off with the beautiful quest of battle as the theme about what it is that's going to be to travel through the journeys of 2018. And look at that. So spirits, it's funny, sometimes the messages that come through come in slang. So Spirit wants to be really clear about this message. you may experience both of these things. I'm sorry, good gracious, I'm still, I'm new. I'm doing the videos live stream now, for those of you that don't know, because it just saves an enormous amount of time for me, and I don't have to compress videos and upload them, etc. So I'm still relatively young at this, and these are some of my challenges, because it's backwards, right? Because it's a camera. So here we go. If I can find the midpoint. All right. So we may find ourselves in this way. Spirit says these are the tides in 2018 that we're going to have to contend with. There are going to be days like this. And our job in these moments, when things feel like this, we are to understand that through the cycles of the moon and the shift and change on this journey that may feel hopeless, part of the mythology, if you will, about this card is that when you reach the moment when all feels lost and you feel adrift and unable to reach your destination, the sun begins to arise. And it is then that the tide changes. And we then are able to use the power of our imagination, sorry about this, in order to inform the quest of this battle. And so there are no souls in this boat, because they have used the power of manifestation and the power of the imagination of their own intuition through these cycles of the moon. You are to use that energy to manifest your arrival at the destination that you desire. And yes, it has to do with your own life. Spirit's also talking about utilizing your energy in order to move the mission, so to speak, of the dedicator of lore forward. And that's going to be informing your entire year this year, the deepening of your dedication, of your initiation, and your willingness to go blindfolded, in a sense. Spirit says, they're a reflection of the same thing. Different types of energy. I'm going to hold them all up together, okay? See if I can find where the sun is beginning to track the afternoon sun in through my window, so that always changes things. There, that's good. Understand your journey, Aquarius. It's going to be really beautiful, very mystical. Just, Spirit's saying, deeper than 2017, because now you've been developed and you've been readied through the journeys that happened in 2017. Now into this place where you're able to manifest through your dedication and through your willingness to devote yourself to the mystical shift and change in your own life and here on the earth. Able to reach your destination as you travel in this way. This is about intuition. This is about manifesting. This is about travel. No longer stuck, adrift on this ocean. We've come through. It's really beautiful shift and change, and very powerful shift and change. So here's the next card. Let me show it to you, and then I'll toggle over so you can see it. This is a deepening of the same message. All right. And this is a second quest. So we have in this reading, we started off with this card. Okay. The quest of battle. And now, moving on through your human walk to the quest of knowledge. And it's really beautiful that they are here together, informing your journey in 2018, certainly in January. So there we have the beautiful quest of knowledge. Through your ability to manifest, through your willingness to understand the intuitive power, through the cycles of the moon, and able to imagine. Spirit's talking a lot about manifesting, okay? So let me put these down and toggle back to the picture so I can stop struggling with holding the cards and talk with you about the messages coming through. The imaginer of harmony is about all the things that have come through. And Spirit is talking about the message of manifestation, the transition that you will make in 2018 as we continue to have our human walk through the quest of battle afloat, feeling that all is lost at times, and yet even in those moments, being willing to rededicate yourself in this way. And through so doing, Spirit's talking about being able to imagine harmony. That is your mission this year, Aquarius. I have no doubt in my mind. So, when you come to these moments, take a breath, Spirit says. Take a few moments. Even when you feel that all is lost, refocus your energy and imagine harmony. Imagine that which you can achieve. Imagine the place into which you would like to arrive. And look at the difference in those two boats. It's really beautiful. I'm getting a lot of energy streaming in through my heart chakra. It always causes me to get a little choked up, as those of you who've been here know. In that moment, when you it's interesting, you know what? The word that just popped into my mind was recycle. When you recycle, when you reset your place from crisis mode to manifesting, imagining harmony with the power you have inside of you as the dedicator of lore, will bring you to the quest of knowledge. And certainly we've seen this card before. Some people talk about this notion in the quest of knowledge as though as if it's like akin to standing in front of the Akashic records. That's not something I know a lot about. Let me just toggle back. I understand the concept. I've lived much of my life in that regard as a hermit because I've had so much streaming into me until I developed myself, my journey, afloat in my own life in this way, trying to figure out what am I supposed to be doing with this. There came a moment when I figured it out, or one way. Spirit's teasing me now. One way. And so here I am on YouTube. Spirit's saying the same thing. You're going to come to a place in your own life where you are going to understand. And that is why the Imaginer of Harmony is here. And actually, Spirit's talking about the Dedicator of Lore. Okay? In that moment, walk through 2018 in this way and understand the depth of the message Spirit is saying. And you will find yourself in this place, standing before an enormous amount of knowledge, the place from which all wisdom arrives and to which it returns, Spirit says. And I love again that we see this notion of a sacred cauldron, a place that from which Spirit's talking about the Alpha, the Omega. So the universe. There's a lot coming through. Spirit's talking about the state of your individuation as you are a passenger here in this boat of humanity. The way in which you can walk, despite what you may think, despite what you may feel in a moment. Our minds, sadly, have been trained to focus on the negative. It's time, Spirit's saying, to stop and turn around and see that which we can imagine. And upon so doing, having been taking up the mantle of the initiate, then we are able to understand something. And the purpose of that, as we walk in our human walk through 2018, certainly as an initiation set point, Spirit's talking about in January. Okay. I struggled with whether I should do a reading for all of 2018. And I thought, that's not the business I'm in. I'm not here to make predictions and that kind of, at least not yet. Spirit's laughing in the background. Not yet. There are a lot of things that have unfolded for me since I began this journey. And I'm getting a little nudge to speak briefly as a metaphor for you folks who have the Aquarius set point. You step on this journey, and anyone who's ever had a personal spiritual journey knows you don't know where you're going. You may feel adrift. but you dedicate yourself and you step on the first stone in the path. And so the journey begins, Spirit says, and as you know, it unfolds. You may not see the third step and the fourth step and the fifth step. You only may see the very next step. And when you step on that stone, Spirit's talking about stones on a path. All right. We unfold it in front of us. We manifest it in front of us. That is our job in January and in 2018. And here's the purpose. Okay? That is another major arcana card. That is the beautiful mingler of energy. She is the sacred goddess of alchemy. And there she is, suspended in the universe, sitting in her place, taking that which arises from the portal between the two worlds Spirit talks about and mingles it. And there's our energy. You know, that spiral, we are the vessel. Each of us, in our own way, contributing to what goes into the vessel in order for this beautiful goddess to work her magic. So let me toggle back and show you, in relation to each other. That's a very powerful series of cards to come out right in the beginning of a reading. And honestly, I almost feel like we could stop the reading right there. That would be enough information because that's really beautiful. It's really intense. I'm just going to leave that there for a moment. And Spirit's asking me to show you another picture, which I had loaded up still in here from last year. It's funny that I'm already saying last year. Okay, I'm going to transition over to a photo that I took at Tara while I was in Ireland. And Spirit's chattering in the background about destiny. And this whole message is about destiny. Okay? So this is the place where kings were inaugurated, high in the hilltop of Tara. If you haven't seen any of the readings from last year or the things that I did at the solstice or the slideshow, Spirit's chattering about that. So though that journey that I took in October was a precursor for me, and therefore for anybody who listens to this channel in terms of the type of messaging that's going to come out. So, destiny. In order, there was a period of time. I think there were, I'm not a person that stores facts in my head, but I think 500 or 600 Irish kings were crowned. And you had to come to this place of Tara in order to have your ceremony and to be accepted as the king, to rise to that position. And this is called the Stone of Destiny. And look at the clouds, the way they were on that day. It was astounding. Given as much rain as the beautiful Misty Isle gets, I was really blessed to have many days that were astoundingly beautiful. And that was the energy in the place on that day. So Spirit's talking about that, about destiny. That's the message for you, Aquarius, as you step into 2018. It is about coming into your destiny. And Spirit's talking about sort of the leadership of being able to manifest that has been lying dormant in your being all these eons as an Aquarius. So if you don't know, I don't know a lot. I'm not an astrologer. I don't do those types of readings. So I always refer people, go and get your astrology, your chart read. Look into the very deepest aspects of your set point as an Aquarius, and you will understand this message according to Spirit. So I'm going to toggle now into the bridge card, which is the card to the left, on the center line to the left of the dedicator of Lord, is that idea that helps us transition from this part of our understanding of the journey here as a human. And it's powerful this month, Aquarius. This next card is an adventure card. That is the beautiful adventure of art. It's incredibly gorgeous. And again, given this backdrop, Spirit is saying, The art with which you take up this adventure on your human journey is what will link you to the spiritual intention that is at work in the universe and inside your own soul journey, if you will. And so there we have it. Look at that. The turning of destiny. You know, a lot of messaging about destiny for 2018. That's about a sacred instrument that was taken away in a battle. And given the fact that the first card out of the top was the quest of battle, we understand, given the cards that have come and now this bridge card, that this is an artful adventure in order to regain that which has been lost. This was the bard of the tribe, of the clan. He did hold sacred knowledge. The songs, the traditions were passed down, not in writing, through song, through poetry, through art. And in that way, people learned and met through the turning of the stories. It helped them meet their destiny. And so the turning of your story, the recapturing of your art, as a manifester, as someone who is able to hold dear the sacred lore of the tribe, the clan, the family of humanity, if you will. He had to go and recapture this instrument. So we can, Spirit's saying, we can read as much into this as we'd like. So there are words coming through about the ability to play your own instrument, to learn more deeply what that's about. Spirit's asking me to toggle back so you can see the picture. By learning about the true nature of your vibration and how it informs not only your journey, but everyone's journey. So if you look for a moment at the center line of these cards, you're going to understand the story that's unfolding and the way in which it reverberates in every corner of your life and how it affects all of humanity. So the things that were coming through to me about, your own journey and learning to manifest and finding yourself standing in this place, understanding the sacred lore, the quest of knowledge sits on the table between the imaginer of harmony and the sacred goddess of alchemy. That is very profound. And just above it, the dedicator of lore. So no matter what you might think, the politics of your religion, of your region, the shift and changes happening, Spirit's talking about religion, that's interesting. I say things about that once in a while. I try to stay away from it because, again, I'm not a religious scholar and I participate in my own traditions, and you are encouraged to do the same. What's coming through is there are going to be some changes, apparently. Even in those places, Spirit's saying, there's a shift and change because we are all moving our set point into greater individuation in order to join the collective of the whole as we quest through the battle of our human existence. And it is what you do in your own life to recapture that which turns the spiral for yourself that affects all of humanity through the dedication that you perform in your own life as you take your human walk. That's just so deeply beautiful. I'm grateful because like I said, I was thinking about doing a whole reading for 2018 and I thought, the truth is in my life, like you, I'm very busy. I just couldn't figure out how to find the time. So I'm grateful to Spirit that the message seems to be coming out anyways. So let's take a look at your beautiful spirit walk. Spirit wants me just to pause for a moment. Okay, you know what? There's one more picture I'm going to show you before I toggle into the Spirit. There's a bunch of things that Spirit's talking about. This is one of them. Give me a second because I have to reset the pictures a little bit. All right. So Spirit wants you to look into these cards. That's the message coming through. Understand really deeply. On the heart chakra level, feel that message in your heart. in whatever way the deepest places of yourself vibrate and seek and travel and work on manifesting the knowledge that you stand before. Your knowledge of yourself as a sacred alchemist, endeavoring here in the sea of humanity. And so Spirit's talking about the awareness that comes as you seek the light. And again, I'm not going to get into it too much, but most of you know this is the journey. This is one of the photos that I took from one of the passage tombs when I was on my own sacred journey in Ireland in September and October of 2017. I had a moment in one of the passage tombs when I looked up, and this is what we saw. And, I talk about that in some of the other videos. I'm not going to go into it right here, but it is a moment of profound vision, of profound understanding, where, from this place, Spirit says, one cannot turn back on the inside. You go forward, and that's the moment that you're standing in Aquarius. And isn't that the beautiful Aquarius story and destiny anyway? Certainly, we understand you in that way. So there's the spirit walk. As you're walking through this human life on the spirit level, you are in a place, having come through the solstice, having ventured into the deepest places that you are able to do in 2017, now going forward, and this came out at the readings in December as well. This is a moment of rest. This is a moment of review. As we move in this way, thinking about our ability to manifest, thinking about where we've been, coming into this destiny, now on a spiritual basis, having stepped in, Spirit's talking about the totality of your being, having stepped into that place as deeply as you are able. Spirit says, the first rule of business is, in a sense, to rest a little bit. That's the beautiful judgment of skill. And I love that this is here. It's indicating a place of, Spirit's talking about rejuvenation, rest and rejuvenation, and the ability to just be in a tranquil state of being. And given the cards the way they've come out, this is about rest after work, feeling peace and harmony, feeling the prosperity that you've gained on the inside, the well-being that you may feel on this part, in this part of your being. And Spirit's basically the message is, just enjoy it. Take some time to rest and repair. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, of that which you have, your own personal battles. Spirit's talking about spiritual warriorship. Boy, I could be wrong about this, so if there are any Buddhists out there, chime in and let me know on the message thread. There's this concept of spiritual warriorship. I believe it came predominantly out of Buddhism and some of the Eastern religions. Spirit's telling me sacred American Native peoples as well. Native peoples around the world. The greatest battle of the spiritual warrior is always with the self. And so you have come through your battles. Absolutely. Let me pick up the card and see if I can show that to you a little more clear. When I have to get these many cards into the photo, it takes a little bit of a toll on the size. So there we are. Rest and repair. Review all that you have been through. And look, she has beautiful flowers in her hair. She's in a tranquil place. And you know what I love about this card? You see her blue shoes? She's been through her transformation. And as she walks forward, she walks with her transformation into her destiny. Her vessel is full. She's in a place of abundance and peace and harmony. So, when the Spirit's saying celebrate a little bit, like truly celebrate, Spirit's saying give yourself some recognition. Make yourself a cake. and really do it. Anything that would cause you to feel that you are bringing to yourself celebration and joy, self-harmony, weaving yourself, these two previously disparate parts of yourself, the spirit part of us, whatever you believe that to be, and the human part. We are joined and we are walking forward, having been transformed on this incredible journey. And Aquarius, if anyone can do it, for sure it's you. Look at that. It's beautiful. And I love that she's dressed in this beautiful red garment indicating her passion. And there she sits, almost in a state of meditation, tranquility, just thinking, meditating about where she's been and what's been achieved and probably some of what has been lost, right? So let's tackle back. The very next card is the beautiful warrior of skill who stands at the ready to respond to the sacred impulse. That is the warrior of skill's job. That's why Spirit was talking about spiritual warriorship, okay? Look at that. Look at that gorgeous man. Healthy, whole, happy, secure, self-knowing, magic in his hands, sustenance in his hands, and ethically pure in his movements, in his intentions, in the power inside of him. That's what the horse represents. The power to move into your destiny based on the sacred impulse that comes to you. That is what the warrior of skill is all about. And he just stands at the ready. And again, dressed in the beautiful red garment of passion, power in his hand, sustenance, in this sort of, in the twilight, in the mist, Spirit says, of the mystical realm. That is your stance. And I want to toggle back one more time because I want to show you something. Let's see if I can get, you know what? I'm gonna do some on-the-fly editing. Okay, so hang on. So as we come through this journey, I'm gonna have to, all right, so bear with me because I'm shrinking pictures on the fly here so that you can see this. I don't know if it's gonna work. All right, I guess I won't spend any time on that in the moment. We'll just keep moving on. So the walk that you're taking as this warrior is bringing you to the impulse that is unfolding in this beautiful journey that you're on. And as you walk into this impulse, you will find the unfolding of your destiny on a spiritual basis as you find the unfolding of your destiny in your human walk. All right? So Spirit's talking about the outcome card. And I've got one more card, and I want to show it before we get there. So look at that. All right? That's another major arcana card. That is the protector. It's not a standalone in this reading. This is actually the protector of lore. So, you know, the way the major arcana cards have come out in this reading, this is about standing on the sacred ground of the ancients. In this place. That, okay, Spirit's talking about your human walk, so let me toggle back while I talk about this, okay? In your human walk, in this place that you have transitioned through, you walk as the dedicator of lore. And the last card on the spirit realm, as you walk through your human walk and transition into, through this bridge of the beautiful adventure that you're on, you come into this place where you are literally coming, okay, so pardon me, I'm jumbling my words. It's because there's so much coming through. Spirit's talking about yourself as a transitory being and the way in which you transition through your walk in the relationship of these cards All right, so now now I've managed to delete one of the photos. All right, so let me just go forward. Look at that. Clearly, this is related to the journey that you're on. And there you are in the purple garments, having been transformed fully into the light and the abundance of the spirit realm. The simple joy of existing in your destiny. That's the walk through January, and certainly it's the prophecy for all of 2018. The protector of lore lives in the light of the simple joy of the true nature of existence. And so this card, we're talking about these two together, reflecting each other is what Spirit's talking about when you make your walk through this month. Okay, on the human realm and on the spirit realm. It's the same destination. And ultimately, this is the destination for all of humanity as we take this journey together, a boat full of souls just trying to make it to our destination, feeling that all is lost because, you know, humans are, we're famously inept, aren't we, in some ways? If you look at, Spirit's talking about the evening news, God help us all. Goddess help us all. If that's our focus, we will recreate more of the same. That's why Spirit is asking you to please be at one with your ability to imagine harmony and to manifest your destiny, to reach the place in which you want to go, because you have the ability through the sacred oars of this magical vessel to reach your destination. We don't have to be afloat any longer. Those days are over. Are we going to see that? Of course we are. Shift and change takes time. But we are, okay, Spirit's talking about the alchemist. All right, so we are in the days now, starting in 2018, where things begin to turn around. That's why both of those vessels are here, to show us the progress that we're making and to bring forward the promise of our ability to manifest the change that we want. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you are. I don't care what you profess to be or not to be. All humans, in their hearts, feel something. Spirit's talking about the flame of existence. It is time for that destiny to begin to unfurl, all in the direction toward the one, Spirit is saying. So let's take a look at the outcome card. And it's really beautiful. And of course, Aquarius. Who could be surprised? Look at that. So that is another major arcana card. That is the balancer of harmony. So if you look at the card on the bottom left of this reading, that is a major arcana card. The imaginer of harmony. And look upward toward the right, and you will see the dedicator of lore, your personal set point in January and the prediction for 2018. And then the card on the top right is the beautiful protector of lore. And so we see all of these cards, all of these major arcana cards aligned in a way that is very powerful. Very, very powerful. And Spirit would like you to do that with each corner of this reading. Look diagonally and understand the crisscross of the message and the outcome card also having to do with the bringing of harmony, the balancing of our energy. In the traditional tarot, this is the Justice card. It's about receiving what you are destined to receive. It is about harmony. It is about coming into the mystical ability of your true set point to be bringing forward the destiny that we are meant to have here on this planet and here in our human journey. So take a moment, please, and look at the very center line and the way that that story unfolds. On the far left, we see the bridge card. That aspect, having come through your human walk and having aligned yourself with that, you bring that energy into a central place that turns destiny, literally, by recapturing your sacred instrument, metaphorically, on the inside, supported by the imaginer of harmony, that part of you that is able to bring destiny, to turn the wheel of change. And having had that event, you rest and you begin to ponder, where would I like to go? And the moment the sacred impulse strikes you, you jump on your beautiful white horse with the purity of your intention, and you ride straight into the mystical adventure. And that's why the bridge card is the adventure of art, the art of being a spiritual warrior, and being able to ride straight into your ability to become one of the actors that is protecting the sacred lore of the simplicity and beauty of our beings. And that having happened, you become the balancer of harmony. Aquarius, saying thank you, of course, doesn't even begin to express the, truly the feelings that I have on the inside about the work you're doing. Do not doubt yourself. Time for doubt is over. Understand yourself in the truest, deepest form that your tradition will allow you to do. And then take a step further because you're an Aquarius. And so Spirit would like you, as the year goes on, if you stay here on the channel and you look at some of these videos, refer back to this from time to time to refresh your memory as we go forward. All right. So I'm going to wrap it up. I want to thank everyone and tell you how grateful I am in a way that is very profoundly deep for your accompaniment and your love and your compassion and your encouragement for me as a person, as I've been on my own journey, lighting my own way, dipping deep into the well of that which inspires me. And that's what Spirit's talking about. So here's the last photo, a throwback. Spirit says, from last year, from my journey. A very, again, this was taken from the sacred well at Tara. The well bubbles up underneath the hill. You have to walk down the hill. Below the sacred stone of destiny is the well. And so Spirit's talking about the well point of the flow of your life. It's a very beautiful, profound message. Aquarius, thank you so much for being here. I have a lot to share. I have a lot of things unfolding for me as I've taken my own journey. So, like I said, I'm going to put a little video. I'm going to hope to, I'm a talker. I'm going to try to keep it short. Some things have evolved. I have been released from some of the things that were binding me in 2017. So there are new types of consultations and messages and readings and distance healing I'm now going to be released into, and some of that has already started. So I'll inform you all about that. And as always, I'm wishing you a wonderful month. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate your willingness to journey with me. And I'm wishing you a wonderful 2018. I'll look forward to seeing you in February. Thank you so much, Aquarius. I'm going to leave you with the cards.